Thank you. First, I'd like to just thank the review committee who supported the team who was able to review this year's nominations. The nominations were great, but this nomination, Danielle and Truffles the Kitty, really stuck out to all of the review panel. I feel like I'm giving away 2 awards today, not just one. Danielle is being awarded this as an individual, but certainly Truffles the Kitty, I think, just comes along with her. If I were to talk about all of Danielle's accomplishments, I would probably take up this whole meeting. So I'm going to be very brief and just let you know that Danielle Crull is a certified master optician from the American Board of Opticianry. She's one of only several hundred master opticians in the US, and the only one that I'm aware of, there might be more now, but the only one that I'm aware of that specializes in fitting infants through teens. We know that working with pediatrics is fun, but also challenging. And she has been the owner of A Child's Eyes, which is an optician store in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, and she's been doing that for over 20 years. On the website for Child's Eyes, it's described so perfectly that she doesn't just sell children's glasses, she makes children the entire focus. And she's the founder of Truffles the Kitty, a nonprofit organization whose mission is to spread awareness about the unique vision needs of children to the community and encourage kids to take pride in their glasses and responsibility in their occlusion therapy. She's also the author of 2 books, as if everything else isn't enough. 2 books, Apple's Patty Patches and Banana Bobby Wears Bifocals, and I'm glad I was able to get those out this early in the morning. In 2017, Danielle organized a project called the Pumpkin Patch Project. October's coming up, so I'm kind of thrilled about this one, which encourages people to put patches on their pumpkins during the month of October. And this is designed to demonstrate support for kids who use patching and for amblyopia treatment, obviously. Truffles the Kitty as an organization, I already mentioned, is a nonprofit, but spearheaded by Truffles on 3 basic initiatives. One is knowledge, encouragement, and assistance. And I really, really encourage all of you to visit the websites, read the press release about Danielle and all her accomplishments, and Truffles the Kitty and all of Truffles' accomplishments. And I welcome Danielle to the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much. I'm honored to accept this award. Truffles absolutely believes she deserves it, but she's a cat, so you know how cats are. But yes, I'm so excited and just very thankful to be among all of the recipients of past awards and to be counted among them. I feel really blessed to be a part of that. As Shannon mentioned, I may have to put Truffles out if she adds a lot of attention, but I'm going to give her a chance to sit and see what she does. But as she mentioned, first of all, I've been like a really big fan of Prevent Blindness for a long time and the work that you guys do. So thank you all for the work that you do. I started my business 21 years ago, just focusing on children. At that time, it was quite unusual to have a practice just for children, and especially unusual because we have no doctor on our premises. We just focus on the fitting of the glasses. And so as I had worked at many chain locations and pediatric ophthalmologists and other ophthalmology practices, I realized that children were really very underserved, that vision in children was really misunderstood, and that families that were undertaking these treatments were kind of left to handle things themselves, being very unassisted and many kids were unable to achieve good vision because they just didn't have that assistance that they needed. So my whole career was really just about changing that little corner of my world. And one thing that I tried to impress upon doctors is that, we're the in-between. A child's eyes, that's what we are. We're the in-between the office visits. We're what happens in between, and that they could really count on us to help, because it doesn't matter like what treatments or prescriptions or therapies, the biggest factor determining whether or not a child will achieve well is compliance. And compliance is the thing that we just really don't talk much about. So my office is just a small business. Me and my 3 children who are also certified opticians. We work together in our business to help kids. And this whole like we're the in-between thing really just resonated with doctors because they would have patients come back several months later and they never wore their patch or they didn't wear their glasses because they didn't fit well. And so they knew if they could send people to us that we would handle that in between for them. Anyone that has kids knows that they get to an age where you cannot force them to do something. So, when they're babies, if it's time to go to bed, you pick them up, you put them in bed, right? If you don't want them to touch something, you remove them from it. If you want them to eat, you can just put the food in your mouth. But everybody knows that there's one point in life that you can't force your kids to do things. And it usually happens right around potty training because no matter how hard you try, you cannot force your child to use the potty. And as a mom, I know this, I went through that phase. And that's the same thing with glasses, forcing a child to wear glasses or forcing a child to wear an eye patch. These are things that you really cannot force a child to do. So compliance becomes a huge issue. Parents
Danielle,
are told.
I'm sorry, just say next when you want me to turn the slides. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just wanna
yeah,
make sure I'm
absolutely.
keeping up.
I'm sorry. I think no, you're good right now. Thank you. I will do that. Yeah. So parents are told, get this prescription filled, wear this patch, put these drops in their eyes, but they're never told how. And quite frankly, doctors don't have time to sit there and tell them how to get over that first hurdle when it occurs. So this lack of assistance, I found is really a big failure, which was a bigger contributor to the failure of kids being able to develop healthy vision. If you go to the next slide, I am going to talk about a study that was done by the National Eye Institute in 2002. The whole reason they did the study was really to determine the efficacy, and you guys might be familiar with it, of patching versus atropine drops. And I remember reading through this study and just being really kind of stunned looking at it. If you look at, this is the atropine group. In the end, they said that whether you used patches or you used atropine, the results were similar in the end. Patching edging out just a teeny tiny bit. And initially patching really did well. And then it just kind of like leveled out in the end, where atropine has a slower uptake, but patching had better. But they talked about the compliance rate. And here you see in the atropine group, the compliance rate was 78% excellent, 18% good, 3% fair, and 1% poor. And if you go to the next slide, you'll see that in the patching group, they had less than 50% of an excellent compliance rating, 34% good, 13% fair, and 5% poor. And all I could think of is that things were not considered equal here. If we had equal amount of compliance, I wondered if the patching group would just blow the atropine group away. You know what I mean? If they had the ability to really comply. And being familiar with families who patch, I knew the difficulties that they face, overcoming the resistance from the child, skin sensitivity, discomfort, and the stigma and the emotional stress that's associated with wearing an eye patch. And I was shocked when I found out in the study that their families who were patching couldn't even get half of the amount of prescribed patching, because my families in my little corner of the world, they were patching, they were doing it. They were doing the recommended hours. They were wanting to even do more hours if they need to, and they were succeeding. And one of the reasons was compliance. And we dealt with compliance by creating a patching support group called Success. And I think if you go to the next slide, you'll see a picture there. This is one of our groups through the years as we were doing a patching support group. We worked with the local blind center, creating the group. And what we did is we welcomed families from all doctors that were doing all occlusion therapy to come and create a community of support for them. The group worked like this. The kids would get separated and they would go with my daughter, and my sons would basically administer that part of the group where kids would come. They would become wearing their patching. If they hadn't started patching yet or were afraid to patch, maybe they didn't wear their patch, but we would help them get the patch on while they were there. And they would just simply be a part of a group of other kids who were patching. And what we saw is that kids, instead of feeling singled out, instead of feeling like they were separate from everybody else. Now they felt like they were part of an elite group of patchers. And it was just really great to see their whole their whole way of dealing with things just changed immediately as soon as they were around other kids who were patching. And the first day we had the group, the one kid said, "I have friends with patches." And so we decided to call the little kids portion "Friends with Patches." And then on the other side, it would be me speaking with the adults, and we would talk about amblyopia a little bit more in depth, and we would talk about why their child is patching. And, you know, so many people have a misunderstanding. They're very confused when they go in for the eye exam. They don't know what questions to ask. They maybe never heard of amblyopia before. They don't know how to overcome their child who says, "No, I don't want to do it," or their child when they cry and have a fit, and they don't know how to make the best of the time that they are patching. And so those are the things that we did in the group. And like I said, this concept of compliance, I believe, is really the greatest factor in determining whether or not a child will succeed in achieving good vision. And we really don't talk about it. Like, that study just kind of it didn't really spend a lot of time deciding, you know, if compliance was a huge factor, and if they had complied more, if they would have been able to get even better results. And so for me, compliance is a big issue. Compliance begins with, you know, fitting the eyewear, communicating with the parents and the child, and encouraging and empower kids to build their vision. And it's really recognizing the heavy weight of these early years of vision development and communicating that successfully to the family and even extended family members, and welcoming them in and helping the child to achieve good vision. So that's what, you know, got me to develop my office, and to cater not just to children, or to cater to children, and to create a space for parents and families could come together and talk to each other about their experiences. And I wrote the book, as you mentioned, about apple patty patches. That's a book that's just about teaching a 3 to 5-year-old what amblyopia is. And Banana Bobby gets bifocals. There's such a huge need for kids to understand what bifocals are when they're prescribed and how to use them. And that book is actually a training book to teach kids how to use their bifocals. Truffles is playing around with my keyboard. Sorry. So that's what Banana Bobby gets. But, you know, basically, if I saw a need, I try to fulfill it, you know, and I use mostly my own money, my own resources to make that happen. And in 2017, I decided to try to take that national and start that campaign called the Pumpkin Patch Project to help promote awareness of amblyopia. So I'm excited that Prevent Blindness is going to be a part of it. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. Yeah, so those are some more of the pictures of the group. And then those are, I do want to show in that picture there is a little blue sticker that goes over the bifocal. And when they look through their bifocal, they see hidden images in the book. So it's all about creating a way for them to learn how to use their bifocal, to become familiar with that new area of the lens that we've given them. And it helps parents, as they go through the book, they can make sure that their child is using their bifocal properly. So there's a good demonstration of the little guy using his bifocal properly to find the secret image in the book. And then if you go to the next slide, there we go, your pumpkin patch project. Yes. So this national campaign, we asked families to put a patch on their pumpkin to help spread awareness for amblyopia. It's cute. Everybody loves to participate with it because it's really cute to see a patch on a pumpkin, but it helps us spread awareness about amblyopia because, as you know, the earlier kids are caught with amblyopia, the better results we have. It helps normalize patching so that when people see kids out in the store or in the classroom and they're wearing an eye patch, that they understand what that purpose might be, and that it's not something strange for an adult, and also for another child to see it for the first time. So I'm excited. This is our 6th year doing it. It's really going to be growing this year. I'm excited to have you guys be a part of it as well. As a pediatric practice, I have many weapons in my arsenal. I have many tools. I have little treasures all around my office so that when kids put glasses on for the first time, we engage them. I have little Legos up on the walls. I have a treasure chest full of jewels and a crown. And, you know, I've got video games for the older kids. I have so many things hidden around the office. We've had pets throughout the years. I've had several cats. I've had hermit crabs, we have birds, fish, even. We've had so many different things around the office, but nothing quite as amazing as Truffles the kitty. And you can see her little pictures there when she was just a kitty. I adopted her in 2017. And I had no idea what a partner she would end up being in my office to help us make such a huge impact about the things that I have felt so passionately about over the years. So my little corner of the world, my little bubble of influence just like exploded when Truffles went viral in 2019. She was always the smartest kitty. I taught her how to do high fives and fist bumps and all those things. And then suddenly I just had this idea. I thought, gee, I wonder if she would wear a pair of glasses for me. And so that's what I did. I treated her like any one of my other patients, and I fit her with a pair of glasses, making it comfortable, making sure her whiskers were not being touched like we do with kids' eyelashes and that sort of thing. And I got her fit with the perfect glasses, and she would wear them. You know, I thought it was so interesting and fun. I thought, oh, maybe I'll make a couple of videos of Truffles wearing her glasses so that we could teach some kids how to wear their glasses. And I would put that on my little Facebook page. It had like, 500 followers, that sort of thing. And, that's Truffles. She's part of the office. This is her job. And I have a little video. I think you can play that. Hopefully it plays.
I didn't know. I didn't enable it. Is it on this slide or a different slide?
It's the next slide. It should be the next slide. Oh, sorry.
Oh, wait a minute.
No, there it is. That's the video, right? The other one.
It was sorry, there. This one?
That's the one. Yeah. Yeah. Will it play?
Oh, I don't think it'll play. I didn't enable the sound. I don't know if we've done that. So I'm sorry. We can send out the video. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. That's fine. Okay. I can definitely send a link.
Yeah,
there's an example. This just 3 million views on this video. This was the one that went viral first. As what happened is one of my patients talked about their experience here coming to the office. Her child wouldn't put glasses on, and most of the time kids come in, they can be a little afraid to put glasses on. So I spend like 20 minutes just getting them to like me, and then, but now with Truffles, I just call her out and I'm like, hey, Truffles, and I'm like, Truffles will wear glasses. Do you want to see? And they're like, okay. And I put them on, and they're like, oh, okay, I'll put glasses on now. So, this is exactly what happened with this patient who talked about her experience with Truffles. And, you don't make things go viral. They just sometimes happen. And that's exactly what happened with Truffles. And I was probably very ill prepared, to be honest with you, for that sort of, engagement, because all of her videos then just started to get millions and millions of views, and little videos that I had posted. And I had no idea, like, what do you do when something like this happens and you get all these messages and everything? But I did learn a lot fast. I do want to stay true to what Truffles' purpose is and what she's so good at, which is making kids feel comfortable wearing their glasses and encouraging them to wear their eye patches, because Truffles will even wear an eye patch. But all of this influence, this big sphere of influence, where Truffles, my little cat from my office in central PA, was reaching kids in Australia and all around the world who wear glasses and wear eye patches. And she was resonating in families and homes. And to think about that a family, across the world is talking about my cat Truffles is just like the strangest thing ever, right? But to have this sphere of influence and trying to do the best that we can with it and do what Truffles does. So that's where we developed, thank you, the Truffles the Kitty Organization, with our 3 campaigns that you so kindly said so well. Basically education is a big part. If you want to go to the next slide, we do a lot of social media, but we also provide a lot of support to doctors' offices and schools. We want people talking about children's vision. That's what it's all about. Like, get people talking about it, get people talking about CVI and myopia awareness, color blindness education. We have white cane education. Truffles has a Patching with Truffles program, which is a web app where kids go and put their patch on every day with Truffles at the same time. It's all about getting that patch on. It's something that was so needed in the community. A way to get parents to get the patch on their child, you know, and that's one of those simple things where a doctor says, go put this patch on every day. Okay, how? Right? You know, because there is a how to that, and Truffles helps out with that how. So education is one of our campaigns. Our second one, which you'll see here, is encouragement. This is definitely the one that resonates the most with people. We have people nominate kids to receive special packages from Truffles. Who does not want to get a special treat in the mail from Truffles? So Truffles will send out a little package for kids who need encouragement for wearing their glasses, or encouragement for their occlusion therapy. Perhaps they're having surgery. If they're being bullied. We have the top guy there in that picture. He's part of the deaf community. And so we will send out with sign language on the card for him, and put it on his shirt. You can see it there, to just make him feel like Truffles really sees him in who he is. Every package is individualized and, you know, really geared and with the heart of just trying to meet their individual need. Number 3, you'll see, is our assistance. And I love the assistance. We help families, first of all, purchase glasses if it's their first time. We can hook up professionals with eyewear companies and help provide a lot of doctors' offices don't see a lot of children. And their optical shop may not have kids' glasses, or maybe not have anything small enough. And, you know, we're a community that opticians can reach out to us, optometrists can reach out to us, and we can help them find something that's going to fit that child without making them have to drive, you know, 5 hours to get to a place, you know, the closest place that has infant glasses or something like that. And this little girl, you can see in this note, I love how she says, "It's nice to know that people like you are still here, and you have no idea how much it means to me." So she's "Dear Truffles and the other peoples," which I thought was super cute. Thank you so much. I needed these glasses. So she had a broken pair of glasses, and we were able to communicate with a supplier to provide the exact frame that broke. An optical provider in her area to put those lenses in the new frame and get them fit for her. And that was all at no cost to them. So, and this little girl, all she knows is that Truffles did that for her. And I love that. So, so let's see. I like to think that Truffles has not only reached kids in a significant way, not only brought education to this area, as you guys know, is severely misunderstood children's vision, but that she has really brought a community of professionals together to make us better at helping kids. Truffles the Kitty Organization, we work with opticians, optometrists, ophthalmologists. We work with private practices. We work with big chain stores and online eyeglass providers. Which is, you know, really unheard of to bring all of that together. We work with frame and lens manufacturers, patching manufacturers. We work with nonprofit organizations, and Truffles has been on the cover of trade magazines. She was in Women's World, Pet magazines, National Geographic, Time magazine. She was on the local news, national news. I don't know if you saw her. She was just recently on the CBS Evening News. She was even a game show question in Germany. So I thought, like, isn't this great that, you know, that everybody can kind of come around this cat Truffles, everybody who all has an interest in this community and helping kids to see better. You know, Truffles truly is that ambassador for children's vision, because I think that she brings us all together. And I think that she brings a community together and helps us to do our jobs even better. So my goal is really to help kids succeed in their vision every day. For me, it's just one child at a time, right? You know, the next child that I see, I want to make sure that we make a difference, that we are the in-between, that we talk about compliance and we equip parents and families with everything that they need to make sure that the child can do the hard work that's needed to create that vision, and that the kiddos, they get the respect and the honor that they deserve for the hard work that they go through by wearing their patches and wearing their glasses and getting their eye drops and having surgeries, whether it's surgeries for retinoblastoma or surgeries for strabismus or anything like that. We just want the world to know that these kids go through a lot, that vision is something we often take for granted, and that they are struggling and working hard, and they deserve all the kudos they can get. And Truffles gives them high fives every day. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. In that last letter there, you saw Truffles says, hello, I'm Truffles the Kitty. And she'll say, I see you. And that is really the message that she gives. I see you. You're not alone. And so Truffles sees you guys, you know, at Prevent Blindness and the work that you guys do too. And I really appreciate it, and just really honored that you would give us this award. And I would answer any questions if you had some.
Yes, please. And I can't see everybody, of course, because we have let me take it down now so that, does anyone have any questions? Just call out if you do. Any comments? Yeah, Yi Peng.
Danielle, I have to tell you, your work is amazing. I'm going to put the patch on my pumpkin starting from today.
Yay.
Okay. By the way, the work you cited for NIH study, and it's coming from us. We are one of the clinical site. Both Sandy and I, we enroll patients, and we have patients doing patch compared to atrophy.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely personal touch will help.
Yeah.
From the doctor and the staff.
Absolutely.
Danielle,
yeah.
This is fantastic, because you're right. Compliance is really an issue. Have you been able to spread this business model? I mean, it's great with the internet and everything, but have you been able to reach out to other optical offices that want to do something like this?
Yeah, so I mean, I do my best to work and encourage other opticians who are working with kids. Certainly education. I work a ton in the opticians sphere of influence with opticians groups on Facebook. I'm monitoring one of the largest ones there, and then continuing education courses and such. But I do believe in the business model of a child's eyes, and I would love to see that sort of expand in other areas. And, you know, I hope so, maybe someday.
Great. Stacy Coulter.
Yes, I have a question. I also love your work. I think we all appreciate your allure to children and their families and the supports. And I absolutely agree that getting compliance is about connecting with the child and the family. My question is, I see you've been, your press coverage is just amazing. You've been on CNN and Time and Newsweek and Fox, like pretty much across the bandwidth of news media. I would like to extend your work. I'm thinking, like, can I get my optometry students to make pumpkins with patches? Can I take this to another optometric organization that I'm on the board with? Is there a way to connect with your social media? Like if we post photos, because I see you have a Facebook page, is there a hashtag or something that we can credit your project and get, you know, blow this up around Halloween? Because I think we could really collaborate together.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. Yeah, you can use the hashtag Pumpkin Patch Project. You can also go to the trufflesthekitty.org under programs. There'll be a whole page on the Pumpkin Patch Project where there are resources that can be printed out. If you have a large organization that you want to get a lot of patches to, I get them all donated from patch companies. They're all expired patches, so they can't be used for kids anyways. And we have a little postcard that we put with them, and I can send them out to you guys free of charge. Just let me know where to send them and how many you need. So that would be the main way to kind of get things going. And then on the Truffles the Kitty page, either on Instagram or on Facebook, you can just begin to like tag those pages and stuff like that, so that we can then kind of share for you as well. So
one last question, and that was, I loved your book about the bifocal training. All of us who are actively seeing pediatric patients who need bifocals for all sorts of different reasons are really wanting to get that child to look through the bifocal. Where can we purchase this, like in our clinics, so we can, you know, and apply it? Is that possible?
Yeah. So the publishing company is called Is It Gonna Hurt?
Oh, yeah.
And if you go to isitgonnahurt.com, you can go there and purchase Banana Bobby books from there and see how it works and everything too. So yeah, I really felt like, again, I had to self-publish because most publishing companies are like, you want a book to teach kids how to use bifocals? That's like this many people, right? So, but for us, it was really important. I really felt there was a need out there for training. Their opticians, we get taught how to train adults to use their bifocal, but there is not a single resource other than Banana Bobby Gets Bifocals to teach kids how to use their bifocals. So yeah, I would be happy to get those for you guys.
Okay, thank you. And again, it's amazing what you've accomplished. Thank you on behalf of the community.
So kind. Thank you so much.
Danielle, I'll just add in, I'm Megan Collins. I'm a pediatric ophthalmologist down in Baltimore. And I have to say, everything you said resonated so much. You know, I really take time in my clinic when I tell somebody that their child's going to get glasses or that they're going to get, you know, patching or atropine, to actually talk to them about what that means and how to do it. And do you put the patch under the glasses, over the glasses, at the same time of the glasses? But you're so right. I think that sometimes practitioners, we're very busy. You take it for granted that people understand that if you get glasses, you know, when you're supposed to wear them, when you're not supposed to wear them, all of those things. And you've, you know, really fleshed this out. And I think in addition to your work, even the fact that you have highlighted these needs, I think it's honestly helpful for practitioners to hear, because these are things that they should be talking to their patients about, in addition to all of the fabulous resources. And we do a lot of work in providing eyeglasses to kids in the schools, and I'm going to start sharing things about Truffles the Kitty, because I think for the younger kids, it would be really exciting to help, you know, promote their excitement about wearing glasses. So thank you so much for, you know, how clearly you have, you know, identified a very common problem, but also something that we can really work together to do a better job on as the eye care community. So congratulations on all of your work. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the work that you do as well. Every little kid is important. I appreciate it.
Great, thank you. Anybody else have a comment or question?
Just a quick one. I have to imagine with all the important work that Truffles is doing, that she earns lots of treats. Do you have a massive treat budget? You have to.
We've had to increase it for sure over the years. You know, as a kitten, she was very much like, oh, anything you want, I'll do it. I'll do it. Now she's like, you know what? I'm really a cat. And like, if you want me to do this, you have to give me the good treats. Like, she has treats that she really, really likes a lot, and some that she doesn't like as much. So if she really, really likes a treat and we want her to do something, we have to entice her with that treat. She literally sniffs my hand to see which treat I have in it.
Danielle, that was my question, because I've always had this question around the work that you've done for a few years now. Is I've had cats. I don't know how you do that. Cats don't do what I want them to do. So congratulations, you found a way to harness her interest in this work.
Yeah, I think that from her perspective, she thinks she has been teaching me to do everything that she wants me to do.
I'm certain.
Thank you so much.
I just wanted to say again, as a grandmother of 2 children, 2 granddaughters, 3 and 5 in glasses, that the younger one is not wearing her glasses as often as she should. How far away are you from Alexandria, Virginia? I may bring her in.
I think I'm probably, oh gee, so we're about 45 minutes north of Maryland, north of the border. So that gives you some sort of idea. But show her videos of Truffles wearing her glasses. I'm telling you, Truffles is magic. Kids love seeing her wear glasses, and they're like, Truffles is like me. And all of a sudden they're like, okay, well, I want to be like a cool cat, so I'll wear glasses. You know.
I will definitely share that. I was just overwhelmed with your work, and just, we need to clone you and Truffles.
Yeah, definitely her. Thank you, Kay. That's really nice.
Great. Any other questions, comments? Jean, I see you came off mute. Did you want to say
Yeah,
something?
I mean, I guess I'm just, first off, the work you do is amazing, right? I was on the team that reviewed the applications, and we were all blown away by you. And it's the work you do, but also the impact that you've made, you know, through social media, like you said, reaching people around the world, you know? I mean, ideally, if we could bring a kid to you, that's probably number one, but which is what Kay wants to do. But through social media, the impact you're having is just amazing. We all talk about social media, but many of us don't know really how to use it. But you have really mastered it in a way that's just a marvel. And we're all blown away by it. So thank you. And we can all learn from you too. So thank you.
Thank you so much. That's really nice. Thank you so much. Yeah, social media is definitely, to be honest, I don't think I even know like an inkling of of all the stuff that can be done with it. But a lot of it's just Truffles resonating with people. And she has, like, if you look at her Venn diagram of, you know, optical professionals and cat lovers and, you know, people who like tricks and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And you look at it like everybody coming together, but really at the heart of it is Truffles. And then she has an opportunity to do something cute and turn around and then talk about kids and their vision. And, you know, it's just, it has worked really well. It wasn't something I designed. I kind of fell into it and just really feel blessed to do that.
But you speak for Truffles, and you have such a nice cat language.
Thank
people
you.
haven't checked it out. It's really fun to read. So
yeah, thank you.
I have a quick question, Donna. Danielle, hi, Sharon.
Hi.
I work with school nurses, and I'm on the board of the National Association of School Nurses, and I would love to share this information with school nurses. I'm wondering what your capacity is, because I'm afraid Truffles would be overwhelmed with requests for sending things to families and children.
Yeah, so I mean, we have a bunch of hard workers. So we will do the best that we can for everything. One of the things that I do, so if you ever need like posters, so we can Truffles the Kitty posters, I can send out as many of those as you need, which a lot of the school nurses really love. Like I have a poster that has Truffles on it and says vision, or I want you to wear your glasses. We call her Aunt Truffles, you know, and only all the cool cats wear glasses, that sort of thing, to kind of help normalize kids about glasses, and then as an introduction. So then it gives the nurses to say, hey, you know about Truffles, you know, and it gives them a way to kind of introduce them to. So we can certainly send out any videos you want. You know, obviously we're a nonprofit organizations, you know how funding works, you know, but I do have a bunch of dedicated workers, and we do everything we can to get packages out to everybody who needs one. So.
Great, thank you. And I forgot to mention that 2024, and then I'm going to call on you, Lynn. 2024 is our 15th anniversary. And so we are looking forward to working with Danielle and integrating Truffles, hopefully, Danielle and Truffles, into some of the work we do next year. Lynn Meadows.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I just wanted to say thank you so much for sharing. That is awesome, awesome work. And I was going to ask exactly the same question that was just asked, but I'll piggyback on that. And certainly we all know how nonprofits work, but I think getting your information out to the school nurse community would be very beneficial. I'm so impressed. I don't typically, well, sometimes I buy pumpkins, but I'm going to buy pumpkins this year, a pumpkin just in your honor and Truffles' honor. But if you can somehow send us that information of what your media sites, whatever else we can share in our school health community, that would be amazing. So congratulations on all your work and congratulations on your award.
Thank you
So
so much.
deserving.
Thank you
That's
so
great.
much.
Thank you. And Danielle, if you send all that to me, I will get that out to everyone. And I'm planning to feature it in our the pumpkin patch stuff in our October newsletter, which will go out at the beginning of the month. So in
I
time
put
for
most of her
Halloween
links
too.
in the, if people check the chat, I put a lot of her links in there.
Thank you.
What is our social media guru? So Danielle, thank you so much for being here with us
Thank
today.
you.
You are welcome to stay on if you'd like. We're going to move on to our next section. So
Yeah, I
thank
do
you,
gotta go.
and
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you so much.